What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you're doing well. If you've not done so already, make sure that you are subscribed, your notifications are turned on, that you're liking, hyping, and that you're commenting on the video for me as well. Really important that for me. And if you are listening to the audio version of this, just make sure that you are liking either on Apple or on Spotify. Now, got a quick announcement to make. You'll notice in the bottom left-hand side of your screen that there is kind of a new little graphic in there, and it is a new partnership that I have worked into this. So this company is called Notice Ready, and what they effectively do is they're an online service that allow you to understand things like notifications from the police for speeding, for those types of things, any types of notification that you get through. And it just allows you to check those documents. You can click onto this section, and then from that, it allows you just to check what you want to check. So for argument's sake, speeding, what have you been sent, all of that kind of stuff. So reminder for driver information, and then you just click on continue, and then it goes through all of the details of what you would need from that. So essentially, this is a tool to help you find out the information that you need to find before you respond in the first instance, to make sure that you're doing it in a timely fashion, but also in a correct and responsible fashion as well. So not to dig yourself into a hole any further. It's a very, very easy website to follow, just different forms of paperwork that are on there, just different things that you can look at. As I said, there's all the little bits and pieces that are on here as well that you can look to see what you think of it at the same time as well. Links for everything will be in the description down below, so just make sure that if this is something that would be of interest to you, just click on the link that's down below and follow it, and for any information that you need, it will be on there for you. So thank you to Notice Ready for partnering up with the channel. Really do appreciate it. It's things like this that really help me grow the channel. So yeah, I'm quite gassed and happy about that. That's a new one. So yeah, give them a try if you do need it. So we're obviously going into the week that was. This is episode 2 of the week that was now. So it's it'd be nice if we could have a quiet week. That would be something that would be quite good fun, I think. Because I mean, in all honesty, we've had roughly in and around of about what? Well, it's not 7. We've had about 4 days of transfer rumours, drama, pre-season optimism, social media detectives doing overtime, checking the airport, seeing what private jets are flying, and enough speculation that just keeps us all refreshing X literally every 5 minutes. We're going to go through the key elements of what's gone on this week. That's what I'm going to do. So that's the idea with this function and what we actually do. We'll try and separate it out, and we'll try and disseminate, like I said, the information, and try and put it into a concise little thing for you all, bite-sized chunks, so you've got all of the relevant information. But before we kind of move on to the main crux of it, I did want to mention that it does feel like, and I don't know why there's a whistle that keeps happening when I talk, it does feel like things are definitely different around Leeds United at the moment, and things have definitely changed. This isn't the normal kind of Leeds United that I've fallen in love with. And it is really funny, in contrast, if you look at the Everton fans who are currently complaining about Kinnear, and Kinnear taking ages to get anything done. And it's like, yeah, well, we've all been there, so we know what that's like. But it just seems to me that we appear to be doing things sensibly, and we appear to be going for ambitious targets and doing the right stuff, and that the ambition from the board is for us to drastically improve on what we did last season. That's the way that I feel about it anyways. It's kind of that, what we're seeing, it's that targets being improved, being identified months in advance. Bar Shay Charles, deals aren't dragging on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. You look at it like the Muremovic, hope I've got that right. To all my Bosnian subscribers that are watching, I apologise again. Do you know what? I'm just going to call him Tariq. The Tariq deal took, what, 3 days to get done from start to finish? There does seem to be a clear plan, which is really, really key for us. And it's weird because football, and most importantly Leeds United, doesn't generally ever seem to work like that. It just doesn't go that way whatsoever at all. But when you look at some of the other transfer windows that we've had through the years, it looks like we might be on for another competent summer, hopefully. Fingers crossed, if everything comes off. So let's jump into it, and we will crack on with all of the relevant bits and pieces that we need to. So the goalkeeper situation, it feels like every single day there is another update over the past 3 days anyways. One report says Leeds are close, the next says negotiations have stalled, another says another club has entered the race, then somebody spots a private jet, then somebody tracks an Instagram follow. Before you know it, we're all amateur detectives. And if anybody's looked at Trafford's Instagram, he does follow Alex Cairns. The biggest name linked with Leeds this week, clearly James Trafford. I've got to say, we all know why Leeds like him. Young, English, excellent with his feet, calm under pressure. Is exactly the type of modern goalkeeper Farke wants. People will say he barely played last season, but in the games that he played last season, he did play incredibly well. He had about 17 games, between 17 and 20 games all season. This has always been an opportunity for us. If we can land him, I genuinely think we're signing somebody who will become England's number one over the next few years. That's how much I rate him as a goalkeeper. Will it happen? That's another question. There's a lot to be ironed out at the moment with it. If depending on who you listen to, there's somebody saying that there's a 40 million plus add-ons. There's another person saying 35 million plus add-ons. It's a 5-year deal. Man City are going to have a 65 million buyback clause. There's release clauses that people are talking about. So nothing is ever straightforward, but it does appear that that is very, very close. Now, on the back end of that, what happens with Lucas Perry? The reports now are saying that Torino are closely monitoring the situation. Leeds won't let him leave until Trafford comes in, although there are some people reporting that terms and everything have been agreed like it's some new thing. It's not. Terms have been agreed with Perry for weeks now, absolutely weeks. So that's not the stumbling block. The stumbling block is we need to get Trafford in. Once we get Trafford in, then Perry can leave. Like we said, once that's done, Leeds will consider it, and it does make complete sense. You're replacing your goalkeeper. Do you want another senior goalkeeper just sat on the bench? Financially, it also will free up wages as well. So don't be surprised if it continues for a little bit. But once the Trafford deal's done, I would expect that it would go across into happening and move along quite nicely. So let's move on to everybody's favourite midfielder, yours and mine, Shea Charles. It just refuses to disappear at the moment. Every couple of days, there's another report from either Saints Extra or something else saying that Leeds have final bid and this, and Fulham have put in a bid for him now, and Everton and Monitor, all of that kind of stuff. Positive talks, player interested, club considering. I'm like I said, I'm fed up with it now in terms of the way that it works. It's become one of those deals where nobody quite knows how close we actually are. I do like Charles as a footballer. He's not a flashy footballer. He's not scoring screamers. He is a very, very good runner with the ball. He presses very, very well. He wins second balls. He keeps possession. He allows creative players to actually play football. And sometimes the boring signings for us do turn out to be your most important players. Now, we know that Leeds have basically put a take it or leave it offer on the table. So what that means is it's basically this is the last one. If the other clubs come in and they don't get what they want and they don't get what you want to receive, then you can come back and speak to us. But I think Leeds are very much at the walk away situation for it. And like I said in my video yesterday, I'm very, 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 very much the case of, yeah, I'm absolutely done with it altogether. And for me, genuinely, I'm on move on territory now. We just need to go look at something else. Then we have Julian Brandt. So reports in Germany have suggested Leeds have been made aware of his situation at Dortmund. Obviously, that's with him finishing his contract and then moving away. We have explored the availability and also the financial structure of it as well. We've talked about this a lot. He is the type of, regardless of his age, he is the type of player that does make you sit up and take notice a little bit. He's a top-level Bundesliga midfielder. He's technically excellent. He's comfortable in multiple positions across the line of midfield. He's creative, composed in tight spaces, and someone who has constantly played Champions League football at a high level. There are questions. Wages would be significant. Competition would be strong. And you'd have to convince him that Leeds is the right next step in his career. But stylistically, he does fit what Farke is trying to build. He can link midfield and attack, someone who can unlock defences in tight games, and crucially, someone with experience at the very top level. Is it realistic? At this stage, yes, it is, but it's still very, very much exploratory. His father, who is also his agent, has visited the club, I believe, twice now. And there is potentially a 3-year deal on the table for him to look at, but he is assessing his options. The rumour, and again, this is purely rumour, I don't know if it's true, but the rumour is that they are slightly surprised that there wasn't as many offers on the table as what they thought there was going to be. So I think they're waiting to see what else happens. But by all accounts, he does like the look of Leeds. He does want European football, but he also does want the challenge of the Premier League. So again, it's a wait and see opportunity. That would be monstrous if we did get him. Genuinely, for me, it would be absolutely monstrous. Now I want to have a quick word about the manager. One thing that's become very, very obvious this week is that Farke isn't simply collecting footballers. He is trying to build a squad, and he is trying to raise the ceiling of that squad as well. Every rumoured signing this season, very much, or this transfer period, very much like last season's transfer period, seems to tick similar boxes. Comfortable on the ball, good decision makers, technically excellent, athletic, young enough to improve, players capable of pressing for 90 minutes. It's very clear that Leeds aren't panicking. They're recruiting to fit a system. That might sound obvious, but we've seen previous Leeds squads where one manager signs possession players, another signs long ball players, then someone signs athletes. Before you know it, you've got a squad with absolutely no identity. This does feel a little bit different. And one would suggest on this as well that this probably, in terms of Farke's deal, and I know people are still a bit twitchy about it in terms of his own managerial deal and side of things. However, with that being said, he is currently probably sitting to assess the situation before he commits his future. We know where he's at and what he wants to do and what he would like to do. He's wanting to see the ambition, and I think the club are starting to fulfill that for him a little bit now. And it's very, very common for managers to go into their last year of a deal. It's very, very, very different from a footballer. It's a player, should I say, rather than the actual manager themselves. It is common for them to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if he does sign a new contract very, very, very soon. Next on the list, finally, it is here. Thank the bejeeber Lord. Preseason is back on the menu, boys. So it started to gather momentum, as you can see from the infographic. The players are currently in America. As of filming this video, they are going to be kicking off against Wrexham in the early hours of Sunday morning, 12:30 Sunday morning. So the players are back. The fitness levels are increasing. The intensity has gone up. Now, I know some supporters hate pre-season. It's only friendlies. It means nothing. They're just getting fit. To a point, that's true, but pre-season is where habits are formed. It's where new signings build chemistry. It's where tactical ideas are introduced. It's where players fight for starting places. These games matter far more than people realise. Not because of the scoreline, but because of what Farke learns. One thing I'm really looking forward to in the pre-season and in the upcoming season as well, I should say, is competition. Last year, there were moments when the starting 11 almost picked itself. This season, I think that might not be the case as much. And if Leeds can complete another 3 or 4 signings, it means that there's no guarantees that somebody's going to start, which is really, really good. And it's really, really healthy for the squad. It keeps people performing at a certain level and playing exactly what the type of football that you want to see. That's exactly how successful squads operate. It's how training standards improve. It's how intensity improves. Players need to know that they can't relax. Everybody pushes everybody else. Now, another quick one. Supporters. I just want to take a minute to appreciate the Leeds supporters. Every rumour, every plane, every hotel booking, every training photo. Within about 30 seconds, someone on social media has analysed it. Genuinely, if MI5 ever needed a recruiting drive, just come and look at Leeds United fans, because we are absolutely incredible. Genuinely, just hire Leeds Twitter. Nothing escapes this fan base. Sometimes it's brilliant, sometimes it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's clearly and very, very certainly entertaining to see the lengths that some people go to in terms of finding out the information, putting stuff out there. And it's been lovely to see as well the pictures online of the fans who are over in the States at the moment, getting ready for all of the pre-season stuff, which is, you know, it's genuinely, it's lovely to see. Now, that pretty much looks like everything that we need to talk about. These are just the bits that stuck out to me anyway. So when you talk about in terms of where we stand now and what Leeds still need, from a priority point of view, goalkeeper, then another central midfielder, maybe thinking a centre-half. But the big thing for me is that we need to really start to focus on the attacking side of things as well. We had Demirovic linked, but there's not been a plethora of strikers that have been linked with us. So it would be nice to see that pick up a little bit of pace. We do that, and suddenly we're looking at a squad that is really, really, really capable of competing. Not just surviving, competing. That is the main thing. If I had to pick a biggest positive for this week, it's not about players, it's not about rumours, it's not about transfers, it's patient side of things. What's been really, really good to see and really positive to see, Leeds aren't reacting emotionally to anything whatsoever at all. So you've got like the situation with Charles. Leeds are like, well, all right, fair enough, here we go. That's our offer. You either take it or leave it. There's no kind of emotional backdrop to that. It's they're trying to conduct their business professionally, which is really, really good. It's, you know, not throwing the money around because supporters are demanding a signing, waiting, negotiating, walking away when necessary, Charles, and then returning when the opportunities appear. That's what sensibly run football clubs absolutely do. Has it been a successful week this week? Yeah, absolutely. There's been no, here we goes, the £40 million goalkeeper hasn't come in yet, but you can see a plan. You can see the shoots of something happening, and it feels quite exciting, and it feels very, very good. And I think the supporters do have genuine reason to feel optimistic heading into the next season. Half of the names we've been linked with will probably end up somewhere else, but that is football. Every rumour won't happen. Again, that's just football. It's the way that it tends to be. I do believe that we are building something that we can establish this club as a proper club, a proper Premier League club, not fighting at the bottom of the table every single season, but moving forwards slowly, sensibly, and sustainably. Now, over to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I know I haven't really mentioned Woba or the Jack Harrison thing because, quite frankly, and I know this might come across as a little bit petty, I don't really care. People were quick enough to jump ship when they weren't good enough to keep us in the Premier League, and yeah, ta-ra is what I will say. So yeah, it might sound petty, wish nobody any ill will or anything like that. Not interested. So there you go. That's my response to that one. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure that you are liking and hyping the video for me. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, just make sure that you are liking the audio for me as well. And one more time, thank you again to Notice Ready Motoring for partnering up with the channel. Like I said, the link will be in the description down below if you need their services. So thank you so much for your time, guys. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.